Today's guest is Alexander Blinov, Chief Product Officer at Zendrop. With a trail of successful head of product roles, he's built a dynamic leadership career entirely within the multidimensional world of product management. He is a success case at dealing with constant change. Alex, welcome to the show.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for having me today.
Great to have you here. So I want to dive into this concept that product management is very central in many companies to all the things. I've heard this similarly. I've been in product management roles myself. And a lot of times you have to look at this as a CEO role. You are the CEO of a product versus the CEO of a company. Talk to us a little bit about what you love about product management.
Yeah, I really love this analogy with CEO of the product while you are in the product management role. So basically it means that you are responsible for everything that happens in your product. You're responsible for how it solves problem, how it performs in terms of profitability and so on. You are responsible for its entire life cycle. And the difference with the CEO of the company is that usually your product aiming to achieve a more specific business goal, while the company itself, if you are a CEO of the company, you're responsible of overall business survival and overall business outcomes. So it's fair to say that CPO or any product manager is a mini CEO of the product. Yes, it's fair.
Yes, I've always used that terminology. I didn't want to say it too, but I've always heard the same thing. You're a mini CEO. So talk to us a little bit about your leadership style. I know just looking at some of the stuff we were chatting about before, you're saying that because of the multidimensional role of product management, you're working with people at all different parts of the organization, all different functions. And a lot of times product management it's the glue or the switchboard operator, or however you want to look at it, of connecting all these disparate pieces. How do you keep yourself sane in that busy role?
First of all, I would like to admit that for the last couple of years, 5 years maybe, the product management role has changed in the company. And right now I see that the focus has shifted to become kind of communication engaging role. It means that product manager should be responsible of how information flows from the different departments. Product manager is responsible for fighting with silos, making sure that all the departments are in line with the goals they want to achieve, and making sure that stakeholders are in line with the current priorities, they agree with these priorities and so on. So I would say that communication becomes a very important part of any product manager nowadays.
How did you first get started in product management? What attracted you to the field in the first case?
Oh, actually, product management was my first role I've taken in my career. So I didn't know who product managers are. And frankly speaking, it was my kind of leap of faith. I came as an intern in one of the very big telecom operator in Eastern Europe. And I came as an intern in product management. And I have no idea who product managers were before that, but I role, and I have never regretted. For the 16 years I've built in my career in product management, and I really love this role. I have never thought about switching to some other departments or change titles and so on. So I really love what I do.
I love that. You've really doubled down on it. A lot of product managers I've spoken to, it was a second career or something they ended up in based on their first. I love the fact that you started in it, stayed with it, and love it. All right, being that you are now the expert in product management, being that you've been in so many different roles on this, what's one thing you would like people to know about product management that is maybe surprising or they might not expect?
First of all, I feel like I need to say a couple of words about product management in general, because I don't think that everyone knows what product management really is and why it exists. If we discuss what product manager is doing from day to day, usually it ends up that this product manager is talking to customers, understand what they like, what they need, what frustrates them. And also product manager works with entire team, including designers, engineers, marketing team, support team, and so on, to understand what the product should look like, what is the main improvement points, and so on. And in short, this person turns ideas into real products that people enjoy using. You feel in yourself as an inventor here. You get to help people and businesses to solve real problems with technology or with processes, whatever. And that's really rewarding, I would say. So plus it's never boring, and that's always a new challenge or puzzle to figure out. That's why I really like this sense of product management. And if you like solving puzzles, if you like to be an inventor, and if you like to help people and businesses, definitely product management is something you would like to try at least.
I like that idea of constant invention, and you do have to regularly innovate and invent and reinvent yourself. Question about this current landscape. There's so much going on in the technology space. There's AI everywhere. From your perspective, how is the introduction of AI in everyday business impacting the product management role going forward? We're seeing more and more this concept of super ICs, super individual contributors, and people having the ability to do so much more because of the advent of adding AI to their positions. How do you see that changing your role going forward?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I see that today with this maturity of AI technologies, it actually helps product managers and other roles as well to manage their day-to-day routine tasks, to write tests, to write texts, to decompose some problems and so on. It means that product managers would be actually more focused on strategy, on defining the problem, on finding the next growth opportunity and so on, meaning that at the end result, we will get more quality products and more sustainable businesses.
It'll be very interesting to see how it's impacting everybody. But yeah, I like that. Specifically in product management, it does seem like it's a huge accelerator to the space.
Agree.
I want to talk a little bit about leadership and culture. You've mentioned that you are a big fan of really connecting your team to why, so that there's ownership and not a micromanager, but making sure that once they know the why, they know what the goal you're trying to achieve, and then giving them ownership and autonomy within that. I love this. I talk about this a lot in my book kick on Tuesday. I'm a big fan of this concept of autonomy and ownership. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that means to you and your team?
Absolutely. So I truly believe that if team is clear on their goals, and if team is empowered in making the decisions and authority of making the decisions, they will achieve this goal in the best possible way. Key things that I ensure while I leading my teams is that they have enough power to make the decisions. They are clear on what they are doing and how it contributes to the business, and if they do not have any blockers. And after that, magic is happening and team is constantly delivering beautiful results.
So when magic is happening, do you have any good stories you can share with us about a time where the process just worked, or that whole team felt really plugged in and you saw this magical outcome and result? What does a magical team look like?
From my perspective, magic happens, but to me, magic means that you get from the team that you did not expect. And we have just recent examples with one of our projects where we have our internal users and account managers who struggled with a lot of manual work. And what we did, actually what I did, I assigned a product manager to this particular task, making our internal user more happier, more or less involved in manual routine tasks. And as a result, this product manager built a great concept. So what he did first, he sit down for a couple of days with account managers, just shadowing their work, seeing what they allocate their time on. And after that, this product manager kind of compiled a process map with the time allocation on each step of the process. And after that, it became clear what part of the process we should automate first. And so this is how we came up with a backlog of tasks. And as a result of this work, there was about 70% of manual tasks automated, and our internal users were extremely happy. And what I did, I just provide a clear goal and clear expectations to automate as much as possible and make sure that there are no blockers for product manager and the team.
So you hit on something that I think is really important here, the idea of sitting down and taking the time up front to have those one-on-one conversations and really dig into and understand the existing process, the existing blockers. This is something, all right, you're speaking my language here. This is something I'm really passionate about because I think the idea of going slow up front is what allows you to go fast later. But I think because in this current world of wanting quick results, and we don't always have the appetite to spend that time to go slow and steady up front. Can you talk to us a little bit more about your process for that? And when you're in an environment or maybe that's not a popular idea of, what do you mean you want to have one-on-ones with everybody and go through it? We don't have time for this. We just need to go. We need to get a plan in place. How do you counteract that mentality of, no, we need to rush, and then explain that really going slow will help us go fast?
Yeah, it's something we are facing on a daily basis, because definitely everyone in our team feeling the push from the business environment, from our competitors and owners of our company. And we definitely need to deliver fast results, but also it's very important to take time to reflect, to understand and to analyze what you are doing. When I just joined the company a year and a half ago, there was no such culture, I would say, thinking before doing. So it was, if the problem was understood on the leadership level, everybody thought that it is enough, and now we just need to go and do something. Some things like integration with third-party platforms, doing some flows inside the application and so on, which is not entirely correct, because when I joined the company, there was a tail of these projects and processes, unfinished processes that took months and months, and then at least half of the year to complete, and nobody was happy with that. And at that point, everybody realizes that something is going wrong. There should be a different approach to it, because we don't want to be in the position where we are at the moment. And that's how I started to introduce these cultural changes, that we should think first and then deliver. So basically what I did, I split the development process and product management and development process in two major steps. First is discovery, and second is delivery. And I would say that acknowledging that discovery is a part of a process, it's already a great step forward towards the perfect environment to operate. And then, yeah, it became a part of our DNA that we should spend some time, some person should spend some research time on understanding, on defining the problem and understanding the ways how to solve it. I really glad and I really appreciate support of our entire leadership team that they provided to this idea, because today we are in a very good spot, and I can definitely say that this is a part of our company's DNA.
Discovery and delivery. So how do you, when you're approaching a new project, how do you get a sense of how much time is going to be allocated to discovery before you get into delivery? Do you have a general rule of thumb? Do you find it's usually a certain percentage, or do you really figure it out as you go?
I do not have a general rule for that. I have a feeling of capacity of each product manager, how many projects and discovery initiatives they can handle at the very moment. And yeah, that is how we manage it. And usually our product managers are very mature and very reasonable, and they always know when they have capacity to take another projects. So for the last couple of months, I would say I was never in the position when I need to push some projects to discovery. Usually it's a product manager come to me and saying that, hey, I have some capacity, I can investigate some other business problem. What do you think is the priority for now? My team is very mature. I really enjoy working with this team. And yeah, this is how it's structured in our company.
Oh, so when you've created a culture that values that discovery process, then it becomes a self-replicating process. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Very cool. All right, let's talk a little bit about fun. And when we're doing hard work, when we're meeting busy deadlines, it can be really hard to take that break and really enjoy and celebrate the milestones along the way. How do you ensure that you're having fun and enjoying the journey? How do you celebrate as you go?
First of all, I think the first thing that should be done is always acknowledging the results and celebrate the results. So it shouldn't be like an assembly line when you build a thing, push it to go to life and start doing another thing. There should be a pause between shipping things when you acknowledge the result, when you apprise the team and the product manager behind that, and just the entire company acknowledge these results. And this is something I fostering right now, because it's actually the problem I realized a couple of months ago, that we are building constantly things and we do not have time to reflect on this. And this reflection is very important, because it's, first of all, it increases trust in the product team, because it shows to everyone in the company that we can build great things. Also, it is very important for a product team to realize that is it. That is the moment we're working towards for the last couple of weeks or even months. And now it's a time to feel the momentum and celebrate.
Best or worst career advice you'd ever received? I find for many of us that have been in our careers for a while, we've often gotten advice or feedback, either solicited or not solicited. And sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really bad. Does anything stick out in your mind as some of the best or worst advice you've received along the way?
Frankly speaking, I do not remember when was the last time I received career advice. But if I need to think of any, at the very beginning of my career, I got an advice to, when you're just doing a first step in business, in companies, I received this advice from my senior colleague that you're just starting your career. You need to spend some time in different roles, try these different roles on yourself, and only then you will understand what actually fits you, and only after that you can grow your career. And I've never followed this advice. I understood from the very beginning that product management is something I really like, and I was very lucky at the very beginning that I found myself in this role as an intern. And if I would switch different roles, I will just waste a couple of years of my career instead of dedicating myself to this path from the very beginning. So that was the worst advice I received, and luckily I didn't follow it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If you're not enjoying what you do, that makes a lot of sense to try and sample a bunch of things. But if you're lucky enough to find it on the first shot, why change? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Do you have any guiding quotes or mantra or rituals that you do that just inspire you or you believe help make you successful?
I'm not sure if you can call it a mantra. I just constantly repeating to myself that dare to build. It's something that motivates me, something I always keep in mind, and something that I always tell to other people, because it's, as a product manager, a product leader, you are dealing a lot with very complex things, and sometimes you don't even know how to start doing these things. And you know what? The clarity, things become more clear as soon as you just follow your path and start doing something with your hands. Just start doing something, start building what you think is a good way of moving forward, and iterate frequently, fail fast, and learn from your mistakes. And that is how actually you can do a lot of progress and not stuck with the frustration and not knowing what to do next.
Dare to build. I like it. I like it. So what's next for you, Alex? What are you most excited about? Where you're taking your team, your company, or what do you personally want to learn next?
I see my journey as continuous process of learning and building. And as a CPO, I want to keep expanding my ability to identify meaningful problems, turn them into product opportunities, and guide teams to bring those solutions to life. In a few years, I want to be leading products that have real impact, products that people can't imagine living or working without. And personally, I want, if touch some points of my personal growth, I want to be a stronger leader who inspires team, develops talent, and helps shape a culture of creativity and excellence. So when I look back, I want to look back and see the products I worked on made a positive difference in people's life, that the company grew, our current company grew in a way that reflects our values, and that I helped build both technology and teams that last.
It's a fantastic goal to have. Alex, if people want to learn more about Zendrop, more about you, where can they find you?
Feel free to find me on LinkedIn, Alexander Blinov. You can find me pretty easily. And yeah, I would be glad to stay connected.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It was a great discussion, and thank you for having me today.